Cinema presents
Marvel vs. DC, motherfuckers! Mary Jane vs. Lois Lane, motherfuckers! Iron Man vs. Bruce Wayne, motherfuckers! Man, they got more movies than motherfuckers!
It's the Marvel vs. DC podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Marvel vs. DC podcast, Civil War special, motherfucker, all over your face, neck and chest, toes, feet, we like everything here.
Every crap.
Welcome to the show, I'm your host Patrick Smith. We're going to be talking Everett and Civil War today, but first, since it's a big show, let's get to who our guests are. So please welcome first time fighter, Mr. Dan Quinn.
Hello, I'm
How you
Dan
doing,
Quinn.
baby?
I'm the special guest history student.
That's true, and he knows his history. We were talking about Catalonia before, they got some great metal sheets. But he's going up against two great fighters today who've won fights themselves already. Speaking of which, Nat Round.
Woo! Champion couch.
Has it gone to your head last week since you beat
yeah.
the shit out of me?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
yeah. I've started demanding riders, and I was disappointed when I got here and it wasn't filled with kittens, so...
Yeah. Well, Pete kind of fucked me over on the Robin question.
Oh,
As if I was ever going to be able to
shut up.
make a case that Dick Grayson was better than Jason Todd.
Don't give a shit.
Blame Peter.
Why did you complain all
You
day?
should
You
blame
didn't
me.
win. You're so bitter.
Ginger people. Anyway, Pietro Maximoff, welcome back, brother. You're kind of still our reigning champion. You have the most wins.
Yeah, two.
Has that gone to your head yet?
Well, yeah, but then you start, abusing me because I'm ginger, so...
Let it go to
alright.
your head. It's a lot more fun that way. If you start demanding things.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Saying you're going to walk out if you don't win. It's fun.
You can demand some things. You live here, so you can kind of,
Yeah, I could actually do that.
That's quite possible. And also, we don't really have anyone else who reps Hawaii like you do, so...
Yeah, of
I
course.
mean, what are you wearing today, Pete? Is that a new look?
I am wearing a black number with fluorescent flowers and
Nice.
one-piece t-shirt with cargo pants.
He looks brown, mate.
Yes. Actually, I think it is brown.
You do
Alright.
you do kind of need to grow back the
Say
Magnum
that's a
PI
brown
stash.
one.
That's kind of got to happen at some point.
Well, it's kind of in the process. I just need to get rid of all this shit.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on the process. You better not be holding out on me.
Oh, what?
Is this going to turn into a
Otherwise,
facial
just-
hair fight?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I've always had this with him. Because I can't grow shit like that. Have you seen this?
Yeah,
I can't get that.
Kind
it's
of
not.
awful.
It's not puby. Don't laugh at his jokes.
Yes!
Speaking of which, doing the sound and tech today is Jonathan Tyler. Please welcome him from Blue Almond Films. How are you feeling there, Jonathan?
Thanks, one person.
You feeling the pressure, or are you ready to go, baby?
Yeah, I'll either fuck everything up or everything will be sound.
Okay.
How are you, Paddy?
I'm
That's
ready.
more the
See,
point.
no one ever asks that.
Exactly.
Fuck
No
you,
one cares.
people.
Well,
And
yeah,
his beard's way better than yours, so you can fuck off.
well, I'm not fucking arguing that. He's got the fucking V for Vendetta look going on
That's
right now.
quite true, yeah, man. Well done. It's a nice orchard.
Here's a bit.
I was thinking a bit more.
A bit.
Yes, but make sure you keep these motherfuckers fact checked as we go along, because they might just make up some shit. You never know.
We
Could happen.
We do. A lot.
You better not. Hopefully Nat can make up a director this time and we don't have to fish her one from fucking 5 minutes before.
You know what,
Spielberg.
Paddy? I'm
Spielberg.
going to use one of your own
Spielberg.
phrases against you. Suck a dick.
It's not really mine, it's copywritten. Anyway, so we've all been introduced. Also, I suppose I want to say Dave Short, who's running our cameras today, also from Blue Almond Films, represent. And also kind of a little audience member. We got Andy chilling in here again today, who was on the first show. So you can just kind of like bitch slap one of these motherfuckers whenever you want. Just,
I love the way that you're just like,
You're just
antagonize us by
violence.
saying every single shit and then just quickly looking at us and then
I
looking
know.
back.
And I'm not bad at anyone else, but specifically us.
Let's be honest, you deserve the most shit because yous have been the biggest winners thus far, okay? These guys, they haven't been broken in yet. We got to get that cherry
Jealous.
popped. You
Okay,
popped the
alright.
cherry, you're skanks now. So we're just going to treat you like skanks.
I'm not a skank, I'm
Okay.
promiscuous, there's a difference.
And I'm okay with being the skank. It's the most action I'm doing.
Okay, let's stop this now. Let's go to our first round. Go to the headlines from the Bugle and Planet. Jonathan?
Headlines from the Bugle and Planet.
Okay, so let's get straight into it. We had a big news stamp this week. We have, first of all, George Miller being poised to direct Green Lantern Corps. You all heard about this?
Yes.
So let's start with you, Peter. What do we think? Is this a good move? Is this a bad move? What are you thinking?
It's interesting because, yeah, George Miller is a great director, but he's always been good at doing his own stuff. So putting him with an adaptation of Green Lantern where it's probably going to be mostly CGI, it just seems a bit strange, but it should be good. Like, as long as you can get the direction right.
But do you see this in any way that Warner Brothers are trying to get someone on board to redeem the whole Zack Snyder
Yeah, it does.
vibe? I mean,
Yeah. Partially, it does seem like they're just picking the biggest names out of a hat and just like, oh yeah, let's just attach it to this guy. But you know, it could work either way. I mean, like, fucking George Miller's a sound dude. George, you're great.
he's pretty
You should
good.
be, you should be good.
Nat, what do you think?
I think it could be a good idea, depending on how CGI heavy Green Lantern's going to be, which is probably going to be a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Which
They
might
can't
be
really do
its
any worse
downfall.
than last time, though, can they?
Nope.
No.
And there's good CGI
That
and there's
never
bad
makes-
CGI. I think we can count Martin
It never
Campbell as
makes
bad
sense
CGI.
to me. Why did the suit have to be CGI?
Yeah.
You just put him in a suit.
That doesn't make
We
any
make
sense.
clothes for people.
Yes, yeah, but Martin Campbell, I don't think he was that into
Oh.
comics anyway. He wasn't thinking of it like that, you know?
Yeah.
He wasn't thinking preciously about how he was going to suck
In
the dick. He
interviews-
just sucked the dick, you know?
In interviews, he was pretty adamant. He was like, no, it was like, it's energy. So I asked, like, look like energy?
Is that what he actually said?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow. He was actually using that defense for it.
Yeah, and he was like probably, yeah, so we wanted to, like, make it organic, like it's from the ring.
Can
And,
someone explain to them that energy has never looked like that, ever?
like,
Unless you
spaghetti
live
on
by a
them.
factory in Japan. It just doesn't happen. Like, why would that even
What
make
does
sense?
energy look like?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You need to leave.
Yeah.
We've gone too deep.
That was
Science.
the first stone question of the episode, right? What is energy?
Comment
But-
below and tell us.
I think, look, I kind of think to a degree it could be, you know, Zack Snyder's not getting a good rep from the fans, from the critics, or anything like that. George Miller, he's been attached before to a Justice League movie. He's going to be producing this new one. So I think, you know, he works with the company, it will work out. But do we think that him as a director, what do you think, Dan? You think that he could tackle a film like that and do it justice?
Yes,
Why?
his track record. I think his ability to tell a story through visual effects alone without any dialogue,
Yeah.
and what little dialogue he has is that good anyway. A film that has heavy effects and will need careful refinement and needs that refinement in dialogue, because there'll be less dialogue for every character, so it will work better to his strength of using
Yeah.
less dialogue in a sense.
Yeah,
So I
that's
think
kinda-
he's more suited to it as opposed to spectacle over
Yeah.
substance.
He's gotten the world like back on his side with Fury Road, hasn't he? Like
Yeah, of
people
course.
love him even more than they ever used to, and yeah. But I mean, it's, you know, for a while there was the whole Happy Feet, and I like Babe in the City, but
I
you
like
know,
Babe- I
it
like
was
Babe
weird
in the
as
City.
fuck.
Yeah,
But
there's
still,
so many
like,
monkeys in that film.
Happy Feet kind of put him on the deep end for a while, but
There's like
this
the orangutan, like the butler.
What's wrong with
weird.
Happy Feet?
what about the well, I mean,
What's wrong with Happy Feet?
what's right with Happy Feet?
Dancing penguins.
I like Dancing Penguins. but-
Choreographed dancing penguins.
The one thing I'm
From
giving props
CGI.
for, he kind of made Brad Pitt a stoner again.
Perhaps it's a momentary relief from the existential terrors of existence. Oh, what?
There's a sequel.
I did watch the sequel, yes.
Wow.
I don't remember
I
much
didn't
of
know
it,
there was
but
a sequel.
you know. But anyhow, regardless of the Happy Feet bullshit, he's kind of gotten people back on his side in a big bad way with Fury Road, and it did well at the Oscars as well. Like, I mean, this kind of seems like it would be a good idea to get the fans back on their side. Do you think that's what the intention is? That hiring someone like this is a case of shit, the fans are happy with us right now, we need a bit of a redemption card.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's more of like a critical thing because he's done so well at the Oscars.
Yeah.
They've gone, get him up.
Yeah, they're like, we already have this guy because he was going to do Justice League. It's like, so
Yeah.
let's get him to do something else and make that as
Plus, remember, the only reason he didn't get a chance to do Justice League is because of the writer's strike. Do you think we would have wanted to see a George Miller Justice League film?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been good because it would have been of its time. Like to hold
Yeah.
it to today's thing, like it's like the death of Superman Lives. Sorry,
Yeah.
would that have been good at the time it came out? Given Tim Burton's Batman had just come out.
Yeah, that's true. God, I wonder what that Nicolas Cage is Superman.
Yeah,
That
give it
wouldn't
to
have went
me.
down well, man.
I'm Kal-El. Oh.
Just Even in the suits, like, are those those pictures? Are they the suits they actually wanted to use in that movie?
There are so
Those-
many different suits.
Those pictures
But
are
every
fucking
one of them?
hilarious.
There is one suit which is incredible in how they made it. It's sheets of acrylic plastic and it's made like armour
Yeah.
with fibre optics running through each individual sheet.
Yeah.
And they made a whole bodysuit of it and it was functional and worked and everything.
Nice.
Even though it looks like what the fuck he's wearing
Yeah.
electricity. It's
Yeah.
like electricity.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that is fucking cool how they made that.
Yeah, it's that and combined with the fucking Nicolas Cage surfer dude that's going on.
Yeah.
But he had long hair at the time.
Yeah, he must have been shooting something else, like in.
No, in the comic books, Superman had his mullet.
Were
Yeah,
they planning to go with the mullet?
Yeah. He had the mullet look during like the Silver Age where it was going through. I think it was Infinity Crisis.
Yeah.
And then they just changed it to normal. Oh, yeah, it's just got black hair.
Yeah.
So they just had the mullet stage of
Mental.
Nicolas Cage.
It was like in his solar suit.
Yeah.
After his resurrection, he has it, and then he has it for a bit,
Yeah.
and then it's.
I'd be so pissed if I got resurrected with a mullet.
Yeah, that is like the worst resurrection possible, isn't it? What if they do that with Henry Cavill next time, man?
No.
What if he comes? What if the soil rises and then also the mullet rises, right?
No.
You with me, right? And then he gets out and he's just got a mullet for the rest of the movie. He could do a couple Grease numbers. I think it could work. It'd be a little bit more enjoyable, shall we say, than Batman v Superman.
I've
I've been told that you're a very staunch Batman v
I
Superman.
love it.
To the I liked it, but these motherfuckers hated it. Told you.
It's not Man of Steel.
Don't act like you fucking you had
Man of
many
Steel.
problems with that.
I
film.
like Man of Steel better, but I mean, yeah, I suppose if we could gloss over very quickly, about the hate that Batman vs Superman has got. Your opinion on it very quickly, like what you think.
I think based.
What
I
you got?
tackled this in my dissertation because of what I did my dissertation on. It's social evolution.
Right.
Except in society, it's memes over genes. The most popular, funniest, catchy memes of our day are the ones that spread.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's catchy and popular at the moment is not dark, depressing superhero films. So I think that has a part to play, but it's not the only cause. Because to say it's just everyone wants fun, that doesn't make sense with Flash and Daredevil. Because on TV, Marvel and DC are counter opposites to the live action cinema.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I think a lot of people, older people as well, are still tied to Christopher Reeve.
Mm.
And
Yeah, because Christopher Lee was likable.
Henry Cavill, I think
I like Henry Cavill. I just think he's
No,
not
no,
getting
no,
given enough.
he isn't getting given enough. And
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's why
exactly.
people want more.
Yeah.
And two, that there's too much. Like the original cut was 4 hours long, and the writer, that writer from Argo, was the issue. He wasn't brought on because Ben Affleck asked Warner Brothers to. Warner Brothers was like, he did good, let's get him on. And he just went and pulled every story he could and was like, this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. Here's my script. Zack made the film 4 hours, 3 hours,
Yeah.
2.5
I'm
hours.
kind of like, as I've said to these on the show, like, I'm giving, Zack Snyder a bit of due until July when the 3 hour cut comes out. I think that might answer a lot of questions for us. Maybe we might find out that it was actually kind of Warner Brothers' fault than Zack's, but...
Yeah, why was
to
why was
cast
that
Jen
Martha
alone
scene?
and not cut and then not
Totally.
use her.
Yeah,
Pointless.
I mean, it's so upsetting that we didn't get to see the Barbara Gordon
Mercy.
scene.
The fuck?
I love Mercy
Mercy
Grace.
Grace. But I mean, yeah, we've dealt with this. We can get more into Batman v Superman later. But
Lantern.
regarding Green Lantern Corps, are we cheery or weary on the idea of George Miller taking over? It's not confirmed. It's just poised. But are we cheery or weary on that?
See, I'm kind of cheery because it's George Miller, and I think if the studio give him pressure, he'll just, he's the type of director who will not take any shit from any restrictions or anything. But then again, he might just do an Edgar Wright and walk off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh,
please
God.
don't walk off, George.
We love you, George.
I'm hoping this works.
I really wish Edgar Wright would have stayed, but I mean,
The Ant-Man film that we got though was
Yeah, it was
still
good.
pretty
It was
good.
good. But
Yeah.
it wasn't an
It
Edgar
would have
Wright
been
movie.
better without
Yeah.
Edgar.
But so, you cheery on Green Lantern Corps then?
I'm still cheery.
Nice, cheery, weary.
Yeah, cheery. I'll hold back all criticism till I actually see what they're gonna do with it.
Okay. What about you, Dan? Cheery or weary on?
Cherry, but It's too early.
Oh, since I mean, like being a staunch fan of Batman movies, man, like and knowing George Miller, do you think that he is good enough to keep on doing what you're liking?
Yeah.
Right.
I think he could do it better.
Well, you think he could do it better? Or?
Yeah.
I can see that. I mean, he's got the chops now. Like, if he's actually like willing to give up the time and not do like, I don't think he's gonna do Mad Max: The Wasteland for a while. So I think he'd probably be open to directing something. But yeah, I'm cheery too. Cheerios all round. Yeah. Cheerios all round. Milk, good for your bones.
Stop trying to make it a catchphrase.
It is a catchphrase. I'm allowed to have one. Fuck you. Right. Okay. So Cheerios all round on George Miller brings us to the next headline of the week, which is Richard E. Grant and Stephen Merchant getting confirmed for the new Wolverine film.
What the fuck is going on with that film?
What do we think? And also Stephen Merchant shaved his hair, I believe, and put a picture on Twitter or something celebrating the announcement. So he's probably going to be bald.
Oh, please tell me he's playing fucking Professor X.
No, he won't.
Oh my god, that's going to be hilarious.
But what's it called? Those two have been confirmed. We have no idea what roles they're playing yet.
Yeah.
I keep hearing so many different things about this film. I have genuinely got no idea what the plot
what we know,
is.
it's gonna be. We don't know the plot, but we know it's gonna be R-rated, and there's a lot of indication it'll be old man Logan.
On it being R-rated, in the animated series, Wolverine had a very close connection to the character Morph, and Morph went through a lot of shit because of Wolverine, and there's a lot of story there to tell, and I think Stephen Merchant could be playing, if not the character of Morph, a character like that,
I can see that
archetype.
Wait, so wasn't Morph created for the cartoon and then adapted into
Instantly
it?
killed
Yeah.
And never seen again.
I mean, it's well done to Stephen Merchant because he's got a job. But like,
I'm just wondering, Richard E. Grant. Like,
I like Richard.
No. He is a good actor and
Striker.
Oh.
This will be what the
do we need another
fourth
striker?
Or the
Yeah.
fourth?
Plus going from jock dude from Days of Future Past to Richard E. Grant.
It's a
what the
big
fuck
jump.
happened?
Also, isn't a jock striker back in the Apocalypse?
Yeah,
He might be, yeah.
Because Wolverine's
yes.
all like breaking out of the facility
Oh, is
and
he?
what. Have you not seen the new trailer?
Yeah, I've seen the trailer. I just didn't see him in it.
No, but
Yeah.
he's
It'd
been
be-
in one of the trailers. Like we've seen
is
the
he?
young striker
Yeah,
back.
like-
Yeah.
Jean goes round, they're like, how'd you get out? And she's like, well, we had some
We
help.
had
And
some
then
help.
it's all like, snicked.
Yeah. Man, they made so much money off him just alone. I'm like let's not jump off. I just want to say I'm not that excited for Apocalypse. Hopefully
What was
it's
that
fucking
face?
good. What have we got?
What's that?
Oh, is that
Oh,
Merchant
holy
right there?
hell.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Wow.
oh, bloody hell. Has he shaved his eyebrows as well?
He's just gonna
You
wait.
sure he hasn't just got cancer
Oh god.
of the gizzards?
I hope not.
Patrick.
I hope not. I don't want Stephen Merchant to die.
He's okay. Cool with it. Like one of these people that gets like fucked up when I tell a Parkinson's joke about Mickey J. Fox. Like he's had it for a while. He's okay.
Personal issues.
It's not that personal.
Pretty personal.
Anyhow, so well, if you tell the world. Anyhow, but yeah, so that's fucking weird. What do we think's going on?
I don't know. Maybe he's playing Blob.
I don't
What,
know.
like
I'm
a
not
really
too
skinny
sure.
blob?
No. They'll put the the effects of the fat suit on.
CGI fat
so he'll just have like a bald head or whatever. It'd be better Blob than the fucking Wolverine origins
I don't
film.
know. I honestly, I have no idea what's going on with this film from that guy being cast as the villain. And
Yeah.
none of it's adding up to make me go, I understand what's going on.
Yeah.
They all just seem like separate parts from
Yeah.
different.
It just seems like they're throwing everything they
Yeah.
can. Because it's Hugh Jackman's
But
last one, isn't it?
it is, yeah,
officially
yeah.
his last one. So
Yeah,
they're just throwing anything and everything they can.
See what's
The
there.
one
I
thing-
didn't realise anything and everything would include Stephen Merchant,
Balls
balls,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like that guy from Narcos as the villain. I thought that like they'd get a really huge villain or something. And
Yeah.
fair enough if he's
Where's
good. I'm not-
Sabretooth? Like if it's the last Wolverine film.
I think
End it with his
there's
arch
rumours
nemesis.
that he might make an appearance, but I mean, since X-Men Origins, I think they've kind of been trying to separate themselves from that Sabretooth thing. They've fucked up the universe of X-Men so many times already. I mean, this is just
Yeah,
kind of
but now
more
that
of the
they
same.
Unless they just
Reset
go
it again.
balls to the wall and say, no, there's Sabretooth and there's Victor Creed.
What, you think, like,
Oh, what?
separate
They're gonna
them both?
split them?
Like, yeah, 2 different characters.
Maybe. Is he referred to as Sabretooth at all in X-Men
Not in
Origins?
X-Men Origins,
No.
no.
He isn't, is he?
And with the whole Days of Future Past
Yeah.
rewriting everything out of all
Yeah,
the films,
true.
they can literally do whatever they
Yeah.
want now.
God.
I wouldn't mind, what's his name? Libin...
Oh, Liev Schreiber.
Liev Schreiber.
Schreiber.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad as
No,
Sabretooth.
he was fun. It's just that he was stuck in a movie that was just going
Yeah.
nowhere.
I mean, they could allude to the new Wolverine origin in Apocalypse through what they show of Wolverine.
As in, like, what origin has come now with the timeline
Yeah.
change?
And then they could tie Sabretooth into that.
Right, yeah, what's it called? Yeah, regarding the Sabretooth thing, yeah, I'd like to see him back, and I think that could work probably if they went with that, but it's just with the timeline thing now, they're just coming up with such weird excuses for everything.
I've also heard rumours that X-23 is meant to be in the film as well.
Oh, that'd
Is
be
that
cool.
true, yeah?
I don't know, that's why I said
Awesome.
rumours. But
Be interesting.
The best
no-
Fleetwood Mac
yeah,
album.
none of it makes sense.
It doesn't really,
It all just seems like
I don't know whether I should be like, well done to you guys, because I have no idea what your movie's about, or whether I should be like, what the fuck
why
is
do I
this?
not know
Like,
what this is about?
It's kind of, yeah, I mean, if this shit was
I don't know
happening
what
for
to
like
make of this.
Sharknado 4, I kind of understand, but...
It's like, no, think back to 2012, no, everyone's like, what the fuck's Man of Steel gonna be like?
Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah, but as you were like saying stuff about Man of Steel, you were like, oh yeah, I know who they're gonna be and this is gonna happen and stuff like that. But this, everything just seems too disjointed, and I don't have any.
We
clue
don't have a
whatsoever.
synopsis.
Yeah.
we don't really.
Like,
Well, we
There's
don't.
no threat.
All we know is that
Everything's
like
just
Wolverine's going up
rumours.
against the conglomerate that's ran by this business dude who's played by the guy from Narcos. I forgot
I
his
cannot
name
remember his name.
now. But yeah, which
Sorry, the
doesn't,
guy
like,
from Narcos.
It doesn't sound like your typical Wolverine film. Like he's going up against the company.
Yeah.
Like Wolverine versus eBay. It just doesn't sound like my kind of Wolverine
Yeah.
movie. But you never know. Maybe we'll go to see it, and the eBay guy will be pretty nefarious.
Yeah, it sounds like it's having like Iron Man syndrome, where it's just adding, oh, who's the bad guy? Oh yeah, it's just some business dude. So
Yeah.
what? Just get a supervillain. I don't care who fucking is.
If it's his
Get
last
it in.
outing, they're gonna have something, haven't they? Let's just hope it's not as like a CG nightmare like the samurai dude was in fucking
Oh, Silver Samurai.
Silver Samurai and the Wolverine.
Wendigo.
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 Actually, that'd be fucking sick.
They're
I'm
bringing
up
it
for
back. It's the same director.
Yeah, there's James Mangold, isn't
Yeah.
there? Yeah.
Not the hand, but what they're called in the Wolverine universe, because the hand belongs to Marvel now, so whatever they're called. The Black Triangle, whatever they're called.
The Black Triangle.
Yeah, it's something generic.
Yeah. It is.
I
It
would
is.
just
The
have some
Obsidian
more body
Square.
part names.
It's kind of unfortunate for Fox. They don't really have that many properties left. They still got the
Yeah.
X-Men, most of them. I mean, they
Omega
could-
Red?
Proper Omega Red this
Proper
time.
Omega Red, yeah. That could work. I could see that. But regardless of which, anyway, like the idea of Richard E. Grant and Stephen Merchant, is that something that makes us cheery or weary? Is like, how are you feeling about that, given the fact that we are this late out from the movie coming? You know what I mean?
I think they're putting all this out to stir,
Shit.
yeah, so that they
I
can
can see
make
that.
more buzz. So either impartial totally. It's like just put a synopsis out.
I could see that being the case. I mean, it's definitely done its job if that is what it is. That like, because I mean, they've confused the fuck out of people like me. Maybe they are trying to get people to kind of shit on this movie and be like, what is this about? And then when we finally get a bit of it, we'll be more excited.
Maybe they want Afflecks syndrome, like where everyone's like,
That's probably true.
I don't like it.
Even with like all Batman like fucking positions in the past, they've always usually been wrong, haven't they?
Yeah.
You know, Michael Keaton, they were wrong about that. They were wrong about Heath Ledger. Wrong about Batfleck. Like Ben Affleck was awesome as Batman.
Yeah.
Stabby Batman.
Shank Batman.
Manslaughter
Shank
Batman.
Batman.
Manslaughter all over your face, neck and chest. But yeah, fantastic. So you cheery or weary?
That's not what I want manslaughter.
Wary. But wary because I think they're doing it to stare shit.
Right. I'm kind of with you there. I'm weary as well.
I'm
You-
wary purely because I have no idea what the fuck this is going to be.
Yeah.
Not a clue.
I don't
You
think.
see, everyone's just like...
It's kind of, it's just a weird announcement.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but hopefully it will actually be interesting when we get to it. But yeah, so you're weary as well. How about you, Pete?
I'll be cheery if there's like an homage to
Could have
With
had
Nail and I.
Weirios all round, they have to be different.
No. I'll only be cheery if there's like an homage to With Nail and I.
It'll tend to make you very high.
I mean, you know, it's gonna be R-rated, so like they could do anything with this. Like now,
Mutants! I demand to have some mutants!
Deadpool has opened up like the floodgates for this shit now, so
Yeah.
Fox are in a good place, which is kind of like I haven't said that for years.
I'm looking forward to see Wolverine rip some people open.
Yes,
Yeah.
because he's a berserker rage monster, and we've
So
never
angry.
seen him really do that.
Yeah.
So
Like, he hits people, but he never, like, mauls them to death like he can do because he has
Yeah.
claws.
yeah,
I'm trying to think, is like any other Punisher-like character in Wolverine or the X-Men that Fox own that they could use and then have some kind of like an old Western, but it's set in this dystopian future.
Yeah.
It's didactic,
Yeah.
shows you then, there, now, and then how it got there. So we get the story in two halves, kind of like Man of Steel with the flashbacks to his youth.
yeah, I can see that, no doubt. But yeah, I stick with it on Weary. So you're the one who's cheery.
No, I'm still wary. That's just a hypothetical.
Okay, so it's kind of Wearios all round on Wolverine. Okay, so well that's settled then. Let's go to our next headline of the week, which was the report of tensions between Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder has pretty much been confirmed now by Bill Ramey on the Batman on Film podcast. He spoke about hearing about the rumours, and because I think he's on the lot, like he works with Warner Brothers and such, or something. So yeah, it kind of seems like it is true now. It's not bullshit. Like Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder are not having a good time right now on the lot.
Does that
over all this shit.
surprise anyone?
It
though?
doesn't surprise me. I mean,
If you get Zack Snyder to direct Justice League, you're gonna
have a bad time.
probably will. I mean, it's we're getting to that point now where a lot of people are beginning to worry because the next step is a big one, and it's not that long off. It's November next year. So I mean,
He should Joss Whedon it really and just be like, admit that he's hadn't, like, Joss Whedon admitted he had enough and that it got to him and it was just a fucking ball ache.
yeah.
And I think Zack Snyder doesn't want to admit it because he wants to keep going because he loves it. So it's like, just like I think like the CEOs of Warner Brothers are trying to have an intervention and be like, look, George or Ben, look after it,
Anyone
just
else?
do a 300 or something.
No doubt. I mean, I can see them being worried in that regard, and they probably want to go back to tackling something that's a little less worrisome regarding like the fan base for this. But
Well, especially because Batman vs Superman like was meant to be like their big thing, and it has done nothing but fucking hemorrhage money since it's come out.
yeah,
So Warner Brothers must just be like, this isn't working. We need to get him off because
How
Otherwise-
do you hemorrhage money?
because
Because
the
they
mo-
lost
um,
Deadpool.
In the opening
in
weekend.
the opening weekend,
if you Deadpool's gonna
Since
take that
then,
over.
Since
that's
then,
gone
it-
down.
If
rapidly, like Batman vs Robin has made more money than Batman vs not Batman and Robin. has made
Oh
more
my
money.
god, that is hilarious.
Yeah. I promise I'm not bullshitting.
Iceman cometh.
it's
You
true.
want to get us a fact check on those stats there?
Yeah.
Any profits they're gonna make will be from merchandising. If a
Oh, yeah.
cinemas take a third,
Yeah.
and then
Because of
that's
like,
a third of 900 million, and then a
physical
third
cash,
for
that's
advertising.
practically impossible. But taking inflation into account,
Yeah,
depends.
like a third for advertising, and then on the budget of the film itself, they're
Yeah.
only making 100 to 200 million profit, and then the merchandise will supplement them
And like
as it's meant
the
to.
estimations are that it's never gonna crack $1 billion.
Are they
then-
already
Well, I
cracked
mean-
the billion?
No.
But we're about. I believe it's like 860 at the minute. Double check that for me, please, Johnny.
862.
Oh, close. It will break $1 billion. I just don't think it's going to break $1 billion from the box office in the cinema.
It might be DVD sales that kind of
Yeah,
save
and
it
especially if it comes into fruition that this 3-hour cut is actually like balls deep good, then then maybe it will. Like it could make a lot in that, but it's definitely fucked up on the box office cinema.
If the
situation.
4-hour cut is good, I will eat my words. I will take back every horrible thing I've ever said about that film.
But I've got a feeling it's not going to satisfy you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not hopeful.
If they release extended cut and it's good, does that mean they'll keep Zack Snyder on? Because fans will be like, oh, okay, it was good. They probably learned their lessons. They know what to do, and now other people are involved. George.
I think that fan link is what will sway it. I think because at the minute, like Zack Snyder's very lucky that he does have a lot of DC fans, a lot of douchebag DC fanboys and such that are like still kind of like helping him out with this shit and being like, this was the best movie ever, and fuck you guys, like this is just different to Marvel movies and all that shit. And I think that it's gotten to that point where if they do manage to bridge that gap where it's not just the biased fans that are like completely going crazy for this movie online, but it's actual fans, then yeah, like I think the 3 hour cut could easily do that. But we have to weigh this up though, because okay, what are we getting in the 3 hour cut? We're getting Jimmy Olsen, who's now a CIA operative that gets shot in the first scene.
Dead.
We're getting more. We're getting a scene where Clark goes to Gotham to investigate a bit about the Batman. That sounds cool. Hopefully, we're getting an extended version of the Martha scene. Shut the fuck up, Pete. And then hopefully, then we'll get the Barbara Gordon as well. Like that'll come along as well, and maybe these things will culminate. But there's good and there's bad that I'm not looking forward to.
I have a question. Why do you want an extended cut of the Martha scene? I'm
only
pretty
reason-
sure they got everyone across in that they could.
The only
Superman's mum's name is Martha. Batman's mum's name is also Martha.
The only
We don't
thing
kill
wrong
people
with
whose
that
name is
scene,
Martha.
the only thing wrong with that scene is it needs extra time. It's too fast. What happens is you have like the why did you say that name thing, and then you go straight to he's upset about it, and you realise this guy has humanity. If you would have had a couple of extra seconds where you point the camera at him.
See, I don't even have to say anything. I got someone to say.
The Chinese fucking. Okay, anyway, here's what you need, right? If you could extend that cut a little bit, you add a shot of Amy Adams' face and the horror on her face trying to defend this alien. And then you cut back to a shot of both of them and the recollection of Martha, maybe even just a shot where you go back and you actually saw maybe Batman in the position of Joe Chill. And now look what he's become. Then that would have been great. All you need is an extra 20 seconds and it's great. But the problem is that it goes too quick.
Completely wiped out everything that you've just said.
What?
Oh. Batman says to Alfred, if there's even a 1% chance that he could destroy humanity, we have to kill him. But in that second, he resolves himself to no matter what, I have to destroy this entity.
Unless his mum's called Martha.
He completely dehumanizes himself anyway by admitting we are criminals, we've became monsters to fight monsters, implying that he is above emotion. But your ma's called Martha.
Okay, you have to understand.
Throw my spear away.
That scene's in the movie anyway. So you have to understand that like extra time. It's okay. You can chat. You have to understand that some extra time in that scene that benefits. It's already fucked up. It's already there. It's already a stupid line in the movie. All you can do is extend what comes to be the fruition of them liking each other. That's the only thing you can fix. You can't take out that other shit. So my famous catchphrase apparently suck a dick.
You could vocalize Batman's realization that oh shit, this man has a life. Because Superman doesn't have a life.
See, that scene would have been so much better if it
was like, but he's an alien, and then Lois is like,
Batman, like, what does that mean? You don't need to do that if you would just been like, actually, like, look like you've been touched by it, like if it had some sort of emotional resonance.
I could have preferred that. If it was a bit softer, the delivery, then I could have. But I just, I think the scene is not Ben's fault. The scene really is the editing. That film really, the things that I have the most problems with Batman v Superman is just the editing. But, some things can be fixed.
It was very badly written dialogue though.
It was like, I think everyone had placed too many hopes on Argo's screenwriter because he's Argo's screenwriter.
Yeah. I do know that guy's name, but it's escaped me.
Yeah.
What's his name? The screenwriter who did work on Batman v Superman. Chris.
That's all
that would have been a.
Oh my god! Man's name's Martha! Oh my god!
Alright, you take that kryptonite and shove it up your ass.
Clean yourself up, Superman.
Chris Terrio, right? Yeah. Because when the dialogue does, we said this on the show, didn't we? When the dialogue bits do come along, they don't really make up for a lot of the things.
Especially with Superman, it's like a good complaint of Man of Steel is not enough Clark Kent. Batman v Superman, like, okay, Clark Kent can say stuff.
Yeah.
And then they did everything about Clark Kent and wrote Superman into scenes, but it was like, shit. Like, Superman has to say stuff, and then we're like,
Yeah.
ugh.
It's just there's not a whole.
Superman
host
has
of-
no character.
Not really.
Yeah, but in comics he does, and
Yeah,
it
he
can't be
does.
that hard to balance the Clark Kent and the Superman.
I think he
personas
probably
together.
looked at it and he was like, well, you know what? You've got like Superman flipping pancakes in a frying pan. So now he's got a life, but that's not really a life. We need to see him actually being a journalist, not just sitting at a computer in a journalism office.
Yeah.
It doesn't like work like that. There's more hands-on shit you can do.
And it's only been 18 months he's been Superman. 18 months.
18, aw.
18, but, well,
That's
yeah.
just bad luck.
Only
Like-
18 months and now you have to be resurrected. I hope you're happy with yourself.
But do you think Superman could be the villain in Part 1 Justice League and Darkseid resurrects him, he's evil, the others have to unite to stop him
Well,
to
like,
prepare for Darkseid?
I see it.
like from Superman Doomsday.
More like in the animated series where Darkseid brainwashed him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It could work. I don't know. I guess like I remember one point Nat made when we did the Justice League villain round like last time was that maybe it might be a bit of a buzzkill if you got Darkseid straight away in Part 1.
That was Pete.
Like,
That was me.
I
no,
lost-
I know. I mean,
I
like
lost that
she
one, remember?
but she lost the point because she was saying that she wanted Darkseid in the first one. Whereas, like, what Pete's point was is that if you had like a different villain in Part 1, and they're like, oh, so this is the guy we're going up against, and then at the end of the movie they have a shit your pants moment, like, oh shit, this is not even close to what we're going up against. Could work, but I don't know. I'd be open to that, but I really think it's a case of even if they do it or don't, there's so much cloud of like how are they going to go about
The
either
Fortress of Solitude, they could have fixed so many problems if they had thought about it at the point of Man of Steel. But they didn't. The Genesis ship was an amazing idea, but they needed a backup for the Fortress of Solitude, like a backup command key in Man of Steel where Jor-El sends it to Earth and it sends out a beacon at some point.
Yeah.
But no, Fortress of Solitude is a fucking huge, like,
It is kind of like, not that I wasn't bothered by it at the time, Man of Steel, but now I kind of it takes
Yeah.
it takes a lot out. that
It's
you
in
can't use.
Supergirl, but not the Superman.
Yeah. Should we just leave Supergirl where she is?
It's got Martian Manhunter, man. If he gets his own TV show.
Is he in there now, Martian
Oh
Manhunter?
man, he's the
I haven't
only
watched
good
it.
bit. He's the only fucking.
See, I've always wanted to see Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Like,
And he's so underpowered.
action.
They like
Really?
underpower him. Oh, he can get stabbed, and it's like
Oh, fuck off!
yeah. He gets stabbed by Indigo in one episode, and it's like, and they show Superman in it,
Oh,
like, and Superman like is.
Did he like put him like really far away so you
No,
like you just about
There's
glimpse
one
of
that,
Superman?
and then there's one where he's incapacitated, and you just see him lying on a table, and then you see the boots.
See,
I
I
mean-
always thought that watching the Flash, I was like, do Superman and Batman exist in this world? And they don't, but they exist in the Supergirl parallel.
it's a parallel, isn't it?
It's confusing.
I mean,
Oh yeah, doesn't like the Flash cross over to like
Yeah.
a different world or
Yes.
something?
Yes.
Supergirl is Earth 3, Flash is
Oh.
Earth 1,
Oh,
and then Earth 2 is where Zoom's from.
I think Supergirl
It
got
would-
so many fans from just having that crossover. Like, there was a lot of people that weren't watching that show, I think, that just started watching it because Flash, Grant Gustin, had a crossover.
Oh yeah.
Like,
He is a really good Flash.
he is a
he's a
good
really good
Flash,
Flash.
and I've only seen the first few episodes of Flash, but it was just, there's a lot of campy stuff there that, like, you need to
Yeah,
get
because back in the
past.
day it was campy.
That's why it's good. I like the
No, but like
campiness.
15 years ago, I could sit down in front of my TV and I could bring that bag of, suspension of disbelief next to me and I could go to it every 5 minutes. I don't want to do that anymore.
Where did you
Since-
get a bag of suspension of disbelief?
It's called a metaphor piece. Well,
Really? Okay.
But anyway, so basically, nowadays, now that we've watched Daredevil and stuff, I've learned to put that bag and throw it in the fucking ocean.
Yeah,
But
see, I
now
thought you were-
Flash is like, why don't you go grab that bag? Why don't you go for a swim? And I don't want to go for a swim.
No, see, that's
I've
what
got
I
eczema,
like.
it's not good for my
I
skin.
can go from watching Daredevil and be
metaphor,
incredibly
Tom.
emotionally tormented for the whole thing, then go and watch Flash and everything's happy and he just runs dead fast and it's simple. It's
go
it's
fast.
I'll
nice
give it another
to
go.
have the
What was
no
that?
Sonic.
What?
gotta
No,
go.
fast.
Sonic X, you didn't watch that awesome show.
Oh no, I did not. But
No, that's a terrible show. Go on.
Never watch it. Is that the one where he has a brother and sister?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No, that's Sonic Underground. Go, carry on.
I will get back to the Flash at some point. I promise.
You have
Yes.
to because I feel like we're missing
In the
out
meantime,
by...
we did.
Marvel
We've
shows
went
and
off on a
DC
tangent,
shows.
but I feel like the tangent we went off on was a bit more enjoyable than the question itself
Yeah.
about the Zack Snyder Warner's DC thing. let's just quickly wrap it up. Are we cheery or weary that Zack Snyder and Warner Brothers are experiencing tensions?
There's something going on.
There is.
It's undeniable. So it's just shit is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't be weary or cheery. It's just
you
drop
can't
that
really.
sentence in a discussion about anything. Ebola, Obama, anything, and that sentence makes sense. That's an all-round universal. Dan, Mr. Quinn, you just gave us a universal
Got a
sentence.
bit of
What do you
brown on
guys
your
got?
nose there,
I know.
dude.
Oh, was that what? Yeah, fuck you. What do you think, Nat?
Yeah, you can't really answer cheery or weary because it is just a thing that is happening.
But I suppose what I'd
exists.
say is that if you want Zack
Cheery
Snyder to get
because
fired,
cheery
Cheery.
because I want him to get fired.
okay.
If you're gonna force an answer out of me.
I hope he doesn't get fired. I hope he sticks to Superman films.
Mm-hmm. I can see that working. What if he gets fired like Jerry Maguire style, and he has to walk out with his fishbowl, and then Renee
The random fishbowl he has in his...
Renee Zellweger comes out of nowhere and goes with him just because she's not working that much at the minute,
Put it on your desk, see? Fine.
Cheery or weary, Pietro?
I don't give a shit, Like I'm
at this point, you really don't care.
I honestly don't care. Like, I'm still in it for Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman, but
yeah,
I honestly don't give a fuck. Like, if you can make Justice League, a bit more cheery, less Nietzscheism, it's okay. But for now, I honestly don't care.
Fair dues. Right, so let's go to the more interesting DCEU headline of the week then. Seth Grahame-Smith has left Flash, officially.
Mm-hmm.
But the rumours that James Wan was considering leaving also have been squashed since he tweeted that picture of him up against the Aquaman art in the DC office. So, yeah, what's it called? What do we think about Seth Grahame-Smith leaving?
Well, what was his reason for leaving?
Yeah, the usual creative differences and all that jazz.
It doesn't really bode well for the DC.
He wasn't good enough. Abraham
wasn't,
Lincoln, Vampire
yes.
Hunter.
Not just that, but fucking Horrible Bosses 2 and all of that shit. He's... I think I've mentioned this to you before anyway. I was skeptical of it from day one. But yeah, it's just... I'm kind of glad, but it adds to this fire now that DC is in big trouble.
But it's made no, according to what I've been reading online, it's made no difference to the release date. They've still got a solid 2 years until this.
Well, yeah, they've got time, haven't they? Initially, it was actually Phil Lord and Chris Miller were considering directing Flash, and they wrote the treatment that they're going to use. But they were too busy with all the other shit they were doing. They are very busy nowadays. They would have been perfect for a Flash movie. I would have been so happy if they were coming aboard, but shit happens. But I think the idea of Seth Grahame-Smith is actually it probably bodes well for the DC fans, do you think? Or
well, what else has he done? Because as we all know, I don't
you want to get up his IMDb for us, Johnny?
So,
if
you can tell me what... haven't seen it.
Abraham Van.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, you don't want to. I don't think you want to see anything Seth Grahame-Smith has ever done.
What if he's done something that's actually quite good and you guys all think it's actually quite good and then you all turn out to be wrong
everyone has one.
Dance on your grave.
No. Even
everyone has
even about director.
Dark Shadows.
Dark Shadows.
Oh.
Haven't
what
seen
else?
it.
Okay, Jonathan, why don't you give us give it to us in chronological form. Give us Seth Grahame-Smith.
Okay.
Oh god. Right. He was part of, Dark Shadows, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
What years are these?
In 2012, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Oh my god, that's actually out.
Beetlejuice 2, he's part of pre-production for that.
What?
And the Lego Batman movie, it's being filmed and he's written that as well.
Okay, is he? But directing wise, he's directed before, right?
One directing thing for Hard Times of RJ.
For RJ Berger, yeah, he did that show.
Got 2 episodes of that.
That show was okay. I suppose, he's not established.
Congratulations, Seth.
He's not established
Miller.
himself as a director.
I have no idea what you've done.
True. Sorry, Seth Grahame-Smith, for shitting on you so hard. You're not established yourself as a director yet. So it was his first time, fair enough. But still, with a Flash movie, especially considering the way the DCEU has went so far, there's a lightness that comes with the Flash. There's a bit more of a jokey thing that comes with the Flash.
And it's an essential part of it.
Yeah,
and
it needs to be handled well. And I feel like Warner Brothers could easily get a much more experienced director to tackle that.
J.J. Abrams, imagine that.
Bloody hell.
I run so fast, but I'm so tormented. That's what's probably gonna be like.
Well, should we not discuss like who we want because that's a question?
No, but that's we're gonna get to that in the cast fighter base-off rounds, which Naz I'm sure will be just holy.
I am thrilled about this one. Shut up! I've got directors now. I know.
And you don't know any directors
because I don't care enough about the people who make the film because it's about the film. I watch the film and I will enjoy the film, and if it's got good actors in it, I may go see them in other films. But directors are they're the guys who did it and good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Film is a piece of art as well as a machine.
Yeah, and I view it from the artistic point of view.
Somebody pass the joint, bro.
Well, okay, James Wan staying. That kind of caused some riffs initially anyway. I like the idea of him doing
James Wan?
Right,
I'm going to ask you this every time. He did the Conjuring.
Saw.
That was awesome. Saw? What?
So all films.
Oh, him! Yeah, I know him.
So all films I've cried at. Good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Imagine an Aquaman where it's like some deep sea, like
no,
like kind of like thriller, but like it's airy and it's like he's looking for something to unite the seven.
The perfect segue for the bit where Aquaman has to cut his own hand off. He has it chained and Jigsaw just pops on. I want to play a game.
Your baby or your hand. What's it gonna be?
Can you check if there's any other like huge ones on James Wan's like past like?
He directed Insidious.
Cried at
The
that.
Conjuring.
Cried at that.
Insidious Chapter 2.
Yeah,
and then jumped straight into Furious 7.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? That was an interesting like kind of turn. But Furious 7 was good. I mean,
you guys never make me want to see any of these films that I ask you about because you always go.
Well, I mean, specifically the Furious films have gotten a lot better since 5.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Finally, someone who can actually help.
Saying much for you or what?
Those films are like
pieces of shit.
Like dark matter of cinema. They just make no sense.
Yeah, true, but you gotta give them props
they
for actually
exist, but we
making
don't know
them
why they're
interesting
there.
from 5 onwards. That's a hard thing to do.
They literally are made out of pure testosterone.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like they get the USB and
it's all about
like soak it in the
family and cars.
Well, yeah, James Wan. I'm glad James Wan is staying on. I'm also kind of glad Seth has left. You know, hopefully he gets a better directorial to do for his first. You know, but I don't know. We will see who they replace him with. That's what it all rides on. Who they replace him with.
Yeah.
And let's just hope that they've got some good choices. I mean, this is Warner Brothers we're talking about. They have a whole host of good directors. Surely there's someone out there that they can pick that could do it justice. And I don't
if they're
want to
getting fucking George Miller for Green Lantern, they can get somebody for fucking Flash.
Absolutely, but I don't want to really talk too much about that because I want to wait till that comes up in the question. So let's just say we cheery or weary on this Flash and Aquaman news. What do we think?
I'm interested now that they've got a new director option. But
I'm cheery because that guy's films sound bad. That's all my input.
Yeah. I'm sure Seth's a great guy and we're just shitting on
we
everything
shit
that
on
he's
a lot
done.
of people on the show.
Okay, so are we cheery or weary? What do we think? I'm kind of cheery because it opens up that like position of now it could be anyone, and that's kind of better than Seth Grahame-Smith.
Yeah. I'll say cheery because I genuinely have forgotten what the question was in the first place.
So
Pietro?
I'm just waiting until I see what it looks like.
Say cheery or weary, you don't understand
So,
the point of the game.
On to our next headline then. I think certainly a much more cheerier headline, and an MCU one as well. Robert Downey Jr. being announced for Spider-Man Homecoming. This is a pretty
I can't wait to hear this guy. This guy's got something.
let's be honest, we never know when Downey Jr. is going to hang up the hat. We don't really know, so I mean it's nice to know that he's coming back from work.
I love him, I do.
That was great.
But Iron Man does not need to be in every single Marvel film.
No, he doesn't.
But it seems like because Robert Downey Jr. is such a massive force within Marvel as a company, he can pretty much just strong arm his way into any film he wants.
Yeah, you can. That's true.
And then get paid the most out of everyone, which is super unfair. So it's
but he did do that nice thing in the second Avengers where he split his paycheck, didn't he?
Yeah, he does nice things.
Like, because he was getting 50 million, but no one else was, so didn't he split his paycheck so everyone was going to get 20 or 30 or
everyone was
something?
equal.
Yeah,
But-
which is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want it to just be like, here's Iron Man 4 starring Spider-Man.
Yeah, like, I mean,
Generally, yeah.
I think they probably got their heads screwed on how they'll intertwine it. I mean, I don't think he's gonna be in the whole movie. I just feel like he'll pop in often enough to feel like a presence. But I don't know. It's considering the dynamic we saw between them in Civil War. I'm really excited to see more of that because even though we kind of have a handle now on how good this Spider-Man is, we can't really until we see him in a full film. We know he's going to be good. It's just that what's it going to be like when we get 2 hours of him?
I want to get Tony and Peter and Bruce and just have them doing science in a corner and being mates and doing science.
Yeah, it sucks. I feel like that's why they kind of have to have Spider-Man and Stark getting on because now Stark doesn't have a science buddy.
Yeah.
Banner's nowhere to
he's
be
off-world.
to be found. Well, he's probably soon to be off-world. Is he off-world yet?
He's in Ragnarok, isn't he? So
he's gonna be, but how is he gonna get there?
Loki.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. No.
I wanted him to be shot up into space.
Space portal.
By
those portal
by
things
the Sokovia Accords and shit. But
one of them.
How would they do that? They'd have to put a lot of time into explaining how they captured the Hulk.
I mean, I don't know. I suppose they might have had to invest a fair few minutes in Civil War to get that going, but
Black Widow touched his hand, and that's how they caught him.
Maybe.
No, I like how even in Civil War, Tony's all and you look on the Hulk and she's just it's not gonna be on our side anyway, so there's literally no fucking point.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I just hope when they do bring him back, he's a missed presence for me. I wanted him in Civil War and when Anthony Mackie slipped up on that radio interview and said Mark Ruffalo in the cast, everyone was like, oh, so is he actually going to be in the movie? And then he fucking wasn't.
He might be in a deleted extra scene or something.
Maybe. That could be cool. But yeah, no. I think considering the chemistry they had in Civil War, there's got to be some good stuff coming, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I feel bad because I suppose we should explain now. Quinn, you've not seen Civil War, have you?
No, I don't care about spoilers.
And yet, he's sacrificing himself to hear all the spoilers today. Thank you for that, by the way.
True fanboy.
But I mean, yeah, considering that, what do you think without seeing Civil War of this idea of Downey Jr. being in Spider-Man?
I think it's necessary to explain because it's at the point now where I can't see Spider-Man build all this shit in his bedroom.
Yeah.
And especially of those eyes. So
the zooming eyes.
Yeah, it has to, but they're doing it for merchandise as well. Iron Spider suits.
Oh, I never even
yeah, do you think there's gonna be? Do you think Spider-Man suits now are gonna be like the Iron Man suits where you'll get a Mark 1 and a Mark 2 and they'll go on like that?
I hope not.
No, I mean, they'll make some.
No, because Peter's a modest guy. He wouldn't go in for all the constant upgrades.
I feel like
stuff.
Stark being around though, he'll every once in a while, I've got a feeling Spider-Man will do something on a mission. He'll be like, oh, I could have used some extra thing there, and then Tony Stark will come in and give him a little something.
Now that this Spider-Man is younger, they have an awesome option to introduce Venom early. So, Stark, in Spider-Man the animated series, Iron Man and War Machine come in to help Spider-Man fight Venom and Carnage. What if
there's not going to be any War Machine for a while.
Iron Man on his bill and rescue whoever he's gonna pick
Pepper's
next.
Pepper's not around either.
That was
anymore,
shit.
so
Alright, Iron Man's just gonna have to do it. His
On his
shit.
own.
Iron Man's really
With
just got a
Spider-Man,
17-year-old
fighting
best
Venom.
friend.
You've literally run out of everyone. Fucking War Machine? No.
Oh my god.
Pepper Potts?
Iron
No.
Man has no
The
friends
fucking
left.
bodyguard of Iron Man? No.
Yeah, happy.
Oh, Tony's so alone.
I know, it's fucked up, isn't it? But
Oh, baby.
What if they
You're I've really run out of characters.
No, it's on the suit thing because they can make so much money off the suits. They're gonna do something big with it. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, I'd kind of like it if Peter Parker was in a sort of test production of one of the suits and then was just being really modest. Hey, me man, I like shooting web and shit.
I mean, the suit he's gotten straight away from Stark
Pretty fucking good.
It's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
You see him in the trailers
Yeah.
with the zoom eyes and shit. They've done well with that. It looks cool. It looks new, and when he's actually got the mask a bit off his
He
face, it
looks
doesn't look
like an insect.
Yeah,
More so than a man in a swimsuit.
yeah.
Although,
which is what Raimi's and Webb's Spider-Man kind of looked like, especially with like their like pumpy bass boots like from PE in primary school, like.
You know what I kind of like wanted to see in Civil War, and I guess I kind of hope to do it in maybe Homecoming or in the future now. I want to see the old Ditko web wings.
Oh, that would be awesome! So we could spider glide.
Yeah, I'd really like it if it maybe even that's just kind of one of the big things in Homecoming, that the new suit he gets has that, and then he can kind of glide around.
What if Tony just turns up in Homecoming because he's banging Aunt May now?
I mean, it looks like he wants to
yeah,
take
like
that,
he's
doesn't
proper
he?
all
Aunt
over
May's
that.
in Civil War.
Aunt May's hot.
Yes. Yeah, like there's
Aunt May's
Oh yeah, I've seen
she's
the actress.
really
She's,
hot.
like
Ridiculous. But the thing is, the great thing is that Tony kind of does exactly what the audience want, and also like he makes a point of how hot she is in the movie. Like,
yeah, Tony has uttered all these points. It's like, I never knew an aunt could look like this. And
yeah, like so.
Seriously, this is your auntie though. Spider-Man's like, please leave her alone.
It's good those moments because the audience can be Tony like for a second and shit, and she is hot. God, she's always been, but
like.
Do you think they've purposely done that so they can?
Well,
Tony Stark.
in old like Spider, like in old like the old Spider-Man, whenever an elderly villain would turn up, Aunt May would end up marrying them or something, and it'd be weird for Spider-Man because like the Vulture would be in his house making eggs.
Yeah, actually married J. Jonah Jameson at one point.
So I want Aunt May and Tony to hook up. And for it just
can't imagine Aunt May and J. Jonah Jameson.
What if?
Sounds incredible.
Yeah. What if they killed Aunt May in the Spider-Man film instead of Uncle Ben, and Uncle Ben's like...
Uncle Ben's already dead.
He's already dead.
Yeah.
Is he?
Or he might have gone for groceries and never came back.
Or yeah, he just ran away, and Aunt May's death brings him back, and it's like some Rocky Apollo Creed relationship between Uncle Ben.
So Aunt May's hot, right?
Yeah. That is the point that we're on.
Okay, I think we're all kind of cheery on Robert Downey Jr., I believe, right? Aren't we? Or,
Yeah. As long as it doesn't turn into the Iron Man and Friends show.
Yeah, hopefully not. But I mean, considering the fact that he's getting old and he's constantly talking about how like,
but
am I
Iron Man's his
gonna
baby. I don't think he's ever gonna leave. I don't think he's ever gonna let anyone else take the mantle of Iron Man because he loves that character so much.
Yeah, and we all know who wants to take the mantle of Iron Man from him. Mark Wahlberg.
Excuse me?
Mark Wahlberg wants to be Iron Man if Robert Downey Jr. ever leaves it.
No!
Are you sure? Are you sure this new Iron Man suit's gonna work? Yeah, it's gonna be a game changer, man.
We cannot have Marky Mark as Iron Man.
We can't. But you know, he'll be
unless he brings the Funky Bunch.
He'll be actually that could be interesting. But
oh my god, you can change AC/DC soundtrack of Iron Man to just good vibrations.
Could work, you never know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, regardless of which though, I think he's going to stay on for a while. He's talked since Avengers about leaving, and he never wants to. He's been given the option, he just doesn't want to. So I think he's going to stick around for a bit. We're all cheery on that, yeah?
Yeah.
Cheerios all around, swag. Okay, so let's move on to our final, I believe. Our final headline of the week.
Finally.
This is kind of like, I suppose this is kind of the biggest one, so I'll just read it all. Source at Birth Movies Death claims that many, if not most, members of Batman's rogue gallery will be making appearances in the Ben Affleck Batman film. It's going to be crammed with Bat villains, which means that just about every major bad guy you've ever wanted to see in a movie will be in this movie. According to my sources, Affleck and Jeff Johns, who've been working on the film, want to make the definitive Batman film. They want to tell the ultimate Batman story. And to do so, they're going to bring in all the big guns. They're going to have big, sprawling Bat universe already in place.
Right.
What do we think?
I've been looking up comic books to see which ones have like the most characters in, and the ones that could be easily translated to the film. Hush.
Yeah.
Hush is the only one which has the right of which has a massive amount of villains in it, plus a good enough story that it can actually be turned into a film. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But.
So we had a discussion about Hush not that long ago on the show. And Faz brought it up. Yeah, I could easily see that storyline coming to life, and it'd be a great one for them to.
I'm still terrified that they're going to overpack the film and it's just going to flop, though.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, what comes with this also is the idea that Ben Affleck, we know now, has been given complete creative control.
Yeah,
doesn't have to answer to anyone. So now we know he loves the source material. He's been a Batman fan for years, right? He loves it. Do you trust him directing, writing, starring and controlling all that villainy and all that stuff. Do you trust him with that much responsibility?
Yes. Because it's a good thing because he is just a Batman fan.
Yeah.
And Batman fans want to make sure that Batman is done right. So
he's gotta be a bigger Batman fan than Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
I mean,
Zack Snyder has read Year One and The Dark Knight Returns, and that's it.
Yeah. It is. It's very like I've noticed a lot like in interviews and on podcasts and stuff I think I may have mentioned this already, but Zack Snyder was on the Empire podcast, and when he's asked questions about the comics, he's very
vague.
He's very hush. He's just kind of like, oh yeah, I love that, and then moves on, and like he doesn't really go into detail. Like it doesn't sound to me like he loves the comic books.
Like more like he's read them in passing.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm sure that like he loves what he's doing, what he's working on, Justice League and stuff, and he gives that a bit of some of his attention. I just don't think that he's the guy who like literally has been reading the comics for years and knows this character in and out and like knows the various universes and where it's went before. I feel like he's just someone who really liked The Dark Knight Returns, and he's like, well, I'll look at other comics and take little things. But like Ben Affleck, he loves the comics, so he's got to do a good job here, right?
Yeah.
And it's him directing, not Zack Snyder. That's got to bring a lot of fans in.
Yeah.
I could imagine it. What if it's more like a gangster thriller Godfather-esque thing, but it's 3 set pieces, so 3 separate stories that all have some interlinking factor.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the major crime bosses, and through them you have the minor, like, B-list henchmen villains like Zaz or whoever else. And then that way you can tell 3 separate stories, but they're all connected. That's why the film exists.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah. I think that I'm just glad to see like more of the villains, to be honest. That aspect of it is...
The villains are always Batman, like the greatest thing in Batman. Like,
Yeah.
I love Batman the character, but
Yeah,
I read
His
the
villains
comics.
gotta
I
be
read the
the
comics
best.
for the villains.
Yeah,
No doubt.
but I think it might just be not an issue with Ben Affleck directing and doing everything with that. It's just the fact that you got so many villains that it's gonna be a bit hard to get everybody in to get enough screen time to please the fans and
A
people go
walk
to
down
see
a
it.
corridor of Arkham Asylum could solve that, though.
Yeah.
True, that would be a cool
Good
image.
scene, yeah. You know, and the way they've addressed that they're going to deal with the villains in Suicide Squad, I mean, if he's obviously going to have to play off that.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued to see how like a Poison Ivy fits into that universe, and you know,
I'm still
Scarecrow.
hoping for
Scarecrow.
Lesbian Harley and Ivy.
Yeah, you said that last time. You
Because-
like lesbians and,
Yeah,
and like
they
that.
like kissing.
Yeah.
They're my favourite like couple
They are awesome.
ever.
I like
What
that.
if
What?
a phantasm? That would be
As
something.
in-
The
That's
Mask of
Phantasm.
Phantasm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the best animated Batman
Not
films of all time.
A carbon copy, but adapted
Something
in
like that.
some way with a
Yeah.
new twist.
I could see that happening, definitely.
Okay, they better not fuck that up if that's what they're going for.
So not his girlfriend, but there's a twist. So it's like they could incorporate bits of Hush in it and have Mask of the Phantasm with Hush elements that lead into a Hush film or something alike later. So they can.
See
There's
that?
a lot of
yeah.
meat with
The kid who played Hush
Batman.
was in Gotham. The kid who like grew up to be Hush was in Gotham. Bruce Wayne punched him in the face while having a watch on his fist, and Alfred stood in the background and watched.
Really?
Yeah.
How old's
Wow.
that kid in Gotham now?
Like the like characters must have only been about 15.
Was it a good punch? Or
Yeah,
was it
my
like
god,
one
he
of them,
proper he proper sucker punched him. He had a watch on his
Batman sucker punched him?
Nah, like the kid had been
Bruce
bullying him and skitting him because his mum and dad are dead.
Oh, okay.
But like,
He's
he
kind of
punched-
asking for it
proper
then.
punched him, and Alfred's all like, "If you touch that kid again, I'll shoot you." And I was like,
He says that to the kid or Batman?
He says that to the kid.
Yeah,
To
Alfred.
13-year-old Hush.
Yeah,
and I was
this is like young.
That's a bit much.
Oh, Gotham's changed since I was watching it.
Oh my god, that's in like the 4th episode.
Yeah, I was watching it, it was just cheesy Riddler bullshit. It was just...
It'll be this. Leave Riddler alone.
No, but I want a good Riddler, okay? And this is, you know, a film like this. Ben Affleck's Batman film can give me its own Riddler and a good Riddler, not the guy
I
in
want
Gotham.
David Tennant.
A good jumpsuit Riddler.
Is he on the phone?
Yeah, he's actually on the phone.
Anyhow, right, it seems to me that like it's not going to be a case of like all of these villains are going to be the big baddies. They're just going to get like some time, like a piece of themselves like in the film Would we like that, or would
I
you
think-
actually like to see like 19 villains all forming together to take on Batman?
That'd be too much. I think that'd just.
Yeah. If you have 19 villains, you have a danger of picking up the ones that people do not want to see.
Professor Pig or Mr. Pig.
Yeah,
Calendar Man.
the guy with the eyes on his fingertips. Who wants to see that
How
shit?
do we think a Scarface? How do you think a Scarface would play in this universe?
I love Scarface.
Scarface would be great.
Do you think it'd work in this?
Yeah.
He's a gang
with
boss. So.
the girl who's doing painting, is it? Painting something.
Yeah,
She's like.
Oh yeah. No
the old guy's dead.
I still love like that character in the animated series was great.
Oh,
yeah.
I loved that shit, man. But yeah, no, I mean I'm game for the Ben Affleck rogue gallery idea.
I'm
like
excited.
if they go the Hush way, which I mean it'd kind of be a waste if they didn't, but I'm sure they'll go in a good direction. But yeah, we cheery on the idea of multiple fucking Batman
Very
villains.
cheery.
Yeah, very.
And considering you're like you know you really dig Batman v Superman, like can you see it like going on in that world and just working completely?
Like when it's like in Batman v Superman when Perry White's like, crime wave, God,
yeah,
water, wet. It's like, yeah, I want it like if Ben Affleck goes to town on it and does it so brutal where there's like some disgusting rapist about to get a girl in an alleyway and Batman just appears Dark Knight Returns style out and pulls him in.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds more like he's trying to be RoboCop.
Yeah, like give me that. Like
I mean, all indication is that this film's probably going to be rated R as well. So I mean, we can kind of expect all that, which is great. Like I feel so much more optimistic about that idea that we can go R-rated now. And
I think
not
it's
a
probably
worry.
more likely that they'll just do the walk through Arkham thing though.
Maybe, and it's a good
I'd just be
idea.
like,
Like, yeah,
oh.
I could see that scene happening. I think that'd just work. Like that sounds cool. And we haven't seen really Arkham yet, have we?
Like in
No.
Arkham Asylum, when they catch the Joker and they like have the Joker on the board and they wheel him through and you get to see like loads of like villains to kill crop pops up and it's really good. So just make a film of that game. Just make a film of the game.
and that way
Game
we
is
could
good.
get our immediate introduction to Jim Gordon. Batman is going to Arkham Asylum.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because like there was like it's not in the headlines because it wasn't really a big enough story, but J.K. Simmons was in an interview where he was talking a little bit about his role in Justice League. All he said is that his role in this first film was going to be very small, but he said that he can't wait to like go on with it. Like he's really interested in the universe and stuff, and he's going to have a bigger role eventually. But in part one, he's just going to have like it seems like a cameo, like a quick.
Yeah.
So
Like the world needs you.
that kind of thing.
And then Batman's like, I have to go.
What do you think if it's an Arkham walkthrough, if that's how we see him? Would you want to see him like that, or would you want to see him in the GCPD police office, or?
I prefer Arkham Asylum because it has more ties to the actual Batman mythos.
Yeah.
And plus, we need to see Arkham Asylum. Like we
Yeah,
saw it in Batman Begins, but it was just another psych ward.
Yeah, you just see like a corridor and it's like I
Yeah.
want to see it being all big and with its big sprawl.
It's like like Victorian.
Yeah, big gothic
Yeah.
architecture and the big
Do you
gates. I
think-
want to see it all.
Do you think Schneider might try and get J.K. Simmons to like buff up a little bit, like he is in the games? Like Jim Gordon in the games is kind of ripped.
He's
Super ripped.
Yeah. Well, he's only ripped in like the first 3. In the Arkham Knight, he isn't really that ripped. He's just kind of got like the same physique as like Mike from Breaking Bad.
Was that like with like the idea of like this is a prequel, so this is when he was not so ripped? Was that?
No. This is like a couple of
Arkham
years
Origins
afterwards.
is the prequel.
Right.
Arkham
Sorry.
Knight
Yeah,
is
that's
the
what I was thinking. Yeah.
continuation.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It'd be fun. Like, and you know what, J.K. Simmons, like everyone kind of like they recognize him as a good actor now. Just a good actor rather than just that guy who's in a lot of side roles.
It's a stamp of consent.
Yeah, so I mean, if he did that, I would just turn around and be like, oh yeah, because he's a good actor, so he'd put on some pounds for a role. But I'd like to see a ripped Jim Gordon, but it's gonna be so tough for him to beat Gary Oldman for me, because Gary Oldman was just, I mean, so far for me the quintessential James Gordon. He is just one of the best parts of those movies.
Yeah.
It's so perfect. But yeah, so I guess we're all Cheerios all around on Batman now.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, well, how about we get a bit antagonistic and go to our first game? How's that sound, gents? Oh my god, there's ladies here. I was about to say there's no ladies here. We've got you, Naz.
Wow.
That's helping, lady.
Thanks.
I'm just saying, like, when, like, you know, you're about to say, like, okay, gents, and you're like, oh shit, have we only got gents? Oh no, we do have
ladies and gents.
Do you need more shovels to dig that hole?
I know, seriously, like, do you want me to hate you for the rest of your life because it's going
You're
that
also
way?
PC.
It's going that way.
I'm just pointing out facts.
No, I'm just being antagonistic.
You are. Okay, let's go to our pitch bitch round, please, Jonathan.
A pitch is a pitch, bitch.
Okay, so considering the juggernaut news flash that we got this week about fucking Daredevil is now going to produce a spin-off. They're going to have a Punisher season that's going to be coming out soon, which is awesome considering how great Frank Castle was this time around. So, you have to pitch for me what would be a good first season for the Punisher. So, let's start with Pietro. Go.
Okay. Alright, so my idea is that it picks up straight after Daredevil Season 2, where he gets a little saying Micro. I only realised after researching this that this might be a link up to Microchip, his tech dude, who goes out and makes some shit, and also Ding. And so he's basically just going to go up to the Microchip saying, okay, I need to find the guys who set up the drug ring that killed my family. Mm-hmm. And so the first half is him learning about investigation, giving a better grand scale of how he finds these bad guys and figures out ways of how to kill them. For the first half, he's going to be going up against Billy Russo, who later on becomes Jigsaw, but we'll leave that for Season 2. Mm-hmm. And after that's all done, it's going to pick up from the Garth Ennis sort of run of Punisher, where Marganucci, whose son is killed in a gang slaughtering from the Punisher when he's about to attack Jigsaw, is then sending assassins and also starting up the Punisher task force to go and hunt down the Punisher. So he'll be attacked from both sides where this happens. And also he's going to be dealing with living on his own, but he's going to also have the neighbour from the Thomas Jane sort of run. Mm-hmm. But in this case, we're going to have a bit of a change where she has a son. So we're not going to have any flashbacks of his family previous, because the kind of cool idea of the Punisher in the Daredevil season is that you kind of don't know what he's going through. He's kind of an unpredictable tool in this. But if you can see it from a surrogate family sort of like way, it'd be a bit of a fresh sort of move for it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. And we're going to have the Russian back, you know, just fucking shit off.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sweet. I like it. Nat, take the reins, man. What's your pitch?
Okay, so obviously pick up from where Daredevil left off. Punisher has absolutely destroyed every kind of like mafia family that there is in New York, apart from like one guy, Nicky Cavalla, who I've learned about from the Garth Ennis series. That my lovely friend.
Oh yeah, Garth Ennis, motherfucker.
Well, Nicky Cavalla escapes New York and comes back to take it over, but obviously the Punisher's standing in his way. So, to hit Punisher where it hurts, he desecrates the graves of his family by digging them up and pissing on them while getting recorded and sends it to Punisher. I think you can go this kind of like forward Punisher because obviously he's going to be well more violent than anything we've seen before in Netflix series. Like, it literally just has to be intense all the time. But yeah, that sends Punisher down an even darker path of, I'm going to murder this guy who was pissed on my dead wife. And it turns out that this Nicky Cavalla guy, like his dad, like is the person who orchestrated shoot up and
the shoot up of his family.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it should focus on Frank's constant battle between trying to be a normal human being but having also this deeply horrific, monstrous side to him.
Okay, sweet. I like it.
I did that in like 20 minutes and I'm proud of myself.
Well done.
You've always got like something that's forcing you to fail in every episode. Like, oh, I didn't get the brief in time, or like, oh, I only found out about this couple hours ago.
Am I the underdog?
She always does a great job.
I'm the adorable underdog.
Yeah, and you won last week, so you gotta love that. Let's see whether the reign continues. Dan, what do you think?
I'm thinking we have a perfect segue based on what happened. That this Domino, was it? That was Clancy Brown's name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't remember his actual name in the show.
We remember him.
Yeah,
we do. Yeah.
He could have ties to Jigsaw, and it could be an awesome segue into Jigsaw. Jigsaw feel like it's like gang warfare is much like feudal warfare in the sense that if you kill someone, it's shit because a power vacuum will be filled. You have to get everyone on your side to do what you want. So the fact that there's just no one there, there's going to be low level like people scrounging. Jigsaw can come in and they could use Clancy Brown's character as a segue for that and tie it in, so he uses Clancy Brown's character to get closer to Punisher.
Right.
I don't mean Jigsaw as in scarred up Jigsaw, I mean like a guy who will become Jigsaw. And Wilson Fisk needs to be in it because the scenes between Punisher and Wilson Fisk were just the greatest things ever. And just the side on there of season 2, like that scene, the interrogation where Matt goes in and sees Fisk, and then after that where Fisk is like, bring me Mr. Murdoch's file.
I was actually good. That was
good. Me and Vanessa together, and not you. This other devil will stop me.
There is a great Wilson Fisk and Vanessa rom-com that's somewhere in there. I'll tell you right now. Well done, Seth. Well, you know what? I mean, all good pitches, so this is going to be tough, right? Time to fight then. You have about 3 minutes, so tear each other apart. Let's go.
Okay. Shit.
Everyone.
This is actually kind of hard. Okay.
Whoever wants to begin.
Okay, alright. Your one seems quite basic in the fact that he's just going after gang guys.
20 minutes, Peter. 20 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm pointing out the flaws. Yours basically just seems like it's going after small gang parts. Well, your one is a good idea of a power vacuum. It kind of just seems like it's still, he's still going after bad guys. It doesn't seem like there's repercussions towards it. Whereas with my one, he's actually got more obstacles to deal with the police and both the gangs as well.
I would counter with that's true, but on the power vacuum side, we still have the hand.
Oh, so you're bringing the hand into this as well?
Yeah, I would use all the same societies. Like, this is in one small place, and I think Punisher could go between all the different, like Gal. Like, he goes in and busts up one of the heroin things, and then has to fight, like, monks.
Yeah, just magic monks that he just guns down because all they know is kung fu.
Because the Punisher isn't magic; like he is just a tank.
Well,
he's the personification of that scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark where the guy just goes.
The power vacuum would be the vehicle to Jigsaw would be the main villain, but the power vacuum would service the more personal aspects.
I missed something
of the
else
story.
online, so can I just
jump in.
Punisher doesn't have to be just in Hell's Kitchen.
No.
Punisher can go anywhere he wants. Yeah. Like Daredevil kind of has to stay in Hell's Kitchen, and Jessica kind of has to be around New York and whatnot. Yeah. But Punisher goes fucking Vietnam and wherever the fuck he wants to go.
So are you advocating a prequel to a degree or more flashbacks?
Flashbacks. Also, he can go off looking for bad guys.
Would you guys use a lot of flashbacks?
Yes.
No.
No? Why no and why
not to the degree of Arrow though. Not
to the degree of Arrow. Fuck that shit.
Okay, why no?
Why no? Because at the end of it, the whole image of Frank Castle burning his family's belongings is symbolic of him leaving the past behind, and all that is forward is his mission of destroying crime as a whole. And also another thing. You guys don't seem to have put any little side characters. You've only seemed to focus on the villains.
20 minutes.
Okay. What would be your sort of side characters that you put into it?
Well, Karen would pop up every now and then.
Oh yeah, Karen with the sexy face.
Yeah. What occupation is she gonna have in this one? Is she gonna be a driller this time?
I think she's
going into engineering.
I think she's gonna be a drug dealer.
Oh! See, that's not too weird though. You know the way she becomes a journalist out of nowhere, from being a lawyer out of nowhere, from being a blonde out of nowhere. This time a drug dealer makes sense.
Also in
you don't
the
have
comics,
to have any credentials.
In the
to be a
comics,
drug
she's
dealer.
on smack. Just saying.
Is she?
Yeah.
She could get
heavily
on smack.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, and Castle being the harsh man he is would have to deal with that, and that is like he's like shit. This woman.
Gonna have to bring Red.
Humanity versus monster.
And where's Red?
It's got to be all about the duality of man and shit. Fucking film words.
Like, what if Matt's reveal of Daredevil turned her to heroin. 'Cause she was like, what the fuck's going on?
Ah,
Ooh.
she shoots up because I'm sad. Like
Interesting.
every girl does.
Interesting.
True, but she's primarily in the Daredevil thing,
She
so
is.
they
That
have to
doesn't mean you
focus
can't
there
just cross
first
over.
and then go into Punisher. So if we're going to Punisher straight away, well,
Who
It's
does
gonna
he
be-
have though?
it's got
Oh,
microchip.
let's ask a previous question. Though. Why did you say yes on the flashbacks, and how heavy would that be? Like, how heavy are the flashbacks going to be in
They-
the film?
When he comes up with problems, he can use his experiences in his military life to deal with them, more so than being the rage machine he was in Daredevil. He can think more methodically, he can go back
So-
to his battle van and plan something.
Yeah.
You want him to be a bit more methodical
Yeah.
and shit in this. Okay.
I'd use them like, because obviously, no matter what Frank Castle says, he suffers from some severe PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really, really bad. So, I don't know, like, little nightmare things or like little like triggers and
Or
stuff
Max
like, or,
Payne-esque
like seven.
nightmares.
Yeah, but no.
But just
But
without the
better.
added Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg.
No, I mean the game Max Payne, not the film.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that.
No Marky Mark. No Marky Mark.
No love.
What? No.
I think I
But what's
dislike
the
him that
funky
much
one?
since
No
I mentioned
Marky
him
Mark.
constantly. So, and yours is just ballsy, no flashbacks at all.
No flashbacks. I just want them to adapt on the character as he is now.
Okay, this is really tough because I like individual things about all your ideas, so I'm just gonna have to kind of jump in and add something to it. Okay, tell me who your antagonist is, your main antagonist, and why is that antagonist the best for your season? How are you gonna treat him, that kind of thing? Nat? Go.
My antagonist is Nikki Cavella, the guy who pisses on his dead wife. I don't think I can get that point across enough. He pisses on his dead wife. But yeah, I think it'd be good because, well, if now that I'm like looking up what I've wrote, I'd have Nikki Cavella as like also having have been in the army, but having turned to like freaking just being a douchebag and crying when he got back.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you've got like literally like the polar opposite of Frank.
No.
You've got someone who went through the same shit he did and come out on the side of it fucking fighting for the evil guys.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Frank who's a
Sweet.
big, lovely, insane, cuddly guy.
Just to clarify,
I'd
so
love to give Frank some cuddles, he loves it.
of course. Just to clarify, so that the military sect doesn't come after us on the internet. You don't mean like cryworthy soldiers are douchebags. You mean that he would act like a douchebag.
Yeah,
Right.
that.
Yeah, like Italian slick back hair. and
Yeah,
shit.
he's there, he's all, like, you look at him and he looks oily.
Yeah.
You're like, wow. We've all met one of those
Okay.
people.
Okay.
Pietro, give it to me.
Okay, it starts off with Billy Russo because this is going to be his main plot. It's his idea to get the guy who murdered his family. But once he's, dealt with Billy Russo by carving his face and making him Jigsaw, then he has to deal with another threat that comes into it with a bigger crime boss. And this leads to his epic war on crime.
Okay, and your final then. Give me your villain and that season. Why that villain? Why would it work in that season? Go for it.
Jigsaw because he's iconic to Punisher. But Wilson Fisk because on the whole power vacuum thing, Wilson Fisk is still in prison but he's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And just those Wilson Fisk Punisher moments were just like...
Oh, they were some of the best of the series.
No, that bit in the prison where they're just constantly punching each other,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous how fucking
incredible.
into it they get.
Like, but imagine like just they meet in broad daylight in the street and he's like, Mr. Castle.
What do you want, fat boy?
I've come back to take my city.
Yeah, well, it's not gonna be your city for long. I'm gonna put you in the fucking ground.
I'll be putting you with your family.
I'm gonna piss on your fucking. I'm gonna piss on Vanessa's grave. You can't save her, Fisk.
Right. Okay. Let's stop this round thing. God,
Okay.
this is fucking tough. You've all brought it, man. Like, really brought it. And I didn't even know whether you'd seen Daredevil, so, like, well done on the chops there.
Oh man, I used that shit in my dissertation. The ninjas like served me
This
well.
motherfucker's got a dissertation for every comic book you've ever.
No, it wasn't even on comic books. It was
Yeah.
samurai and ninja. Have they been aggrandized, romanticized, and mystified in popular culture?
Shit, that's a pretty good topic. Go check out his dissertation. In the meantime, right, let's weigh this off.
Choose wisely.
You have chosen
poorly.
I feel like whenever he mentioned Fisk, you did kind of like chime in straight away, and you made it seem like you were so game for that. Like you really helped on the
I
Fisk
really
thing.
like Fisk.
But at the same time though, given that, I like your build up to Jigsaw rather than just Jigsaw straight away.
Yeah.
I like, Karen being involved and stuff, but your antagonist sounds cool. It's kind of just because like I really like Jigsaw is so iconic that maybe it would work more to have someone who's not like that high level for the first season. God, these have all got fucking good points. No, fuck it. Points all around this first one, okay? A point for everyone. Great work. Well done. There we go.
Everybody wins. But no.
I didn't want to do that.
Nobody
I don't want
wins.
to do that like a lot in future, but that was too good. Everyone was giving me something that I just wanted to see.
I really hope Marvel Studios
Yeah,
contacts
Marvel,
us
hit me
just
up.
for like ideas and
I'll write
shit.
for you.
Not to mention, even on the flashbacks, when you mentioned like, oh, you can use the flashbacks to show off his military intelligence, I was like, that works. Then you were like, well, you can't use them. And then, like, that makes sense because of the family ending in the first season. Well, that makes sense. Like, everyone was making good points. So, yeah, points all around. Well done. Right, okay. So, let's move to the next round of Pitch. So, your next pitch is this. Pitch to me what you think is the worst Marvel Cinematic Universe movie so far. Okay, so we're going from Iron Man all the way up to Civil War. And none of this, let's exclude Incredible Hulk bullshit. It's canon to me. So, right, okay. You got to pitch to me what you think is the worst MCU movie so far. We started last time with you, didn't we, Nat?
No, it was me.
With you? Okay, let's start with you, Dan. What's the worst MCU movie so far? Sell me.
Avengers Age of Ultron is Batman and Robin of 2015.
Oh.
Really?
Wow.
That is
you
a
going with Age of
bold
Ultron?
statement.
No, I'm gonna go with
That was an anti-climax.
the Thor films are better, but I just fucking hate them because they're so fucking stupid and bumpy and just like it's too much.
So wait, what's your choice? Which film?
You
going with Thor? The Dark World?
Thor 2 is better than Thor 1, I think. Ooh. So Thor 1. I saw that film when it came out, I was just like, what the fuck is this? And me and my dad just looked at it and was like, this is like, it's like, it feels like it's like 10-year-olds.
10-year-olds with massive beards.
No, like it feels like this film was made for 10-year-olds. Like
Paddy, kiddie porn, as you'd say.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
I slipped up
it's
with
just
that.
so. It's pantomime. That's the word I'm going for. Pantomime.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And you want? I mean, like, you want to say any more piece before we start the fight? Or are you ready? You ready?
No, I still like Avengers: Age of Ultron. I think is
Was
a
that
worse
close?
film. I
Really?
think no. I think there's too much. It's like what I mean, Batman and Robin. It's like
You definitely before we go to like whoever they're picking, right? You definitely want to go with Thor 1.
Thor 1, my personal like.
Okay.
Ugh.
I can dig. Okay, so Thor, Nat, what are you picking?
Thor the Dark World.
Yeah. Okay, why?
The whole plot is just hammy as fuck. The villain is terrible. Christopher Eccleston phones it in for the entire thing. You could tell he does not want to be there and he is not having a good time. The ether.
Yeah, the ether. God.
And I hate the fact that they're like, the ether is too powerful, we must destroy it. And the guy's like, no, we can just lock it away. That never works. And they never watched the film before. Locking something away because it's too dangerous does not work.
They
The
tried that
action
with Macaulay
scenes
Culkin.
are crap.
Never worked. Never worked. Two sequels.
Yeah, he just ended up eating pizza.
Yeah, all the time. Credit card? You got it. Okay, so we got Nat, then Pietro.
Mine's the same as Nat's.
Oh, you picked the Dark World as well?
For the Dark World.
I did not expect everyone to pick Thor. Yeah,
No.
I thought we'd have some Iron Man 2s and some
No, you see, I prefer 4 over Iron Man 2 and 4 2. The only difference is that with 4 2, I hate every fucking side character in that film. They are not funny. They are obnoxiously annoying. Every single bit in London is fucking filler. I don't give a shit. And when they actually do go to Asgard, what do we get? Oh yeah, you get all the Asgard that you've seen and dirt piles. That's
Yeah.
it.
Okay, I think right. We all know where we stand. It's going to be much tougher for both of you because you're arguing over the same film. So try and make specific points. But let's fight. Go.
Okay, give me your reasons why 4 is worse than 4-2.
This is just totally personal. Like, it's not. I'm not like throwing objective like the way it's filmed, camera angles or anything.
Yeah.
It's just personally to me, I don't dig.
Why? Why?
It's
personally?
because of the It's so pantomime-ish to me, and it's just like.
Can you give me any examples of like it being a bit of a pantomime thing?
This drink I like it. Give me another. The whole shit where he got the fucking jab in his ass, and then they talk.
Oh yeah.
They should have made it more like Spartacus, but without the Game of Thrones aspects of Spartacus. That would be my dream Thor.
Okay.
But that's just me. That's why I had to pick Thor. It's just totally like.
So, like, are you not, like, a fan of, like, Thor's characterization in, like, all the MCU films, or...?
All of them, yeah. I'm just not... I'd like a darker, more...
He does seem like Thor in the MCU films
Bleak.
is kind of a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the swashbuckling
He's got no
hero.
weaknesses.
Yeah, he's
No
entertaining,
weaknesses.
but he kind of doesn't get much to.
Yeah.
But here's an idea. Why don't you use the Warriors 3 to get that sort of development going? Oh wait, you don't use that. You have fucking Kat Dennings just giving a really shitty joke every single minute.
Kat Dennings in the first film is alright.
She's alright because she's next to 4.
And also...
You take 4 away, she's not funny. Yeah, tits. So?
She's so nice to look at on screen. But in the second film, they completely and utterly fucking ruined any semblance of
I'll be honest with you, and I know like yous have all discussed this before. I wasn't that bothered by Kat Dennings in the film.
I wasn't aware.
I wasn't watching her like she is horrible comic relief. I was just like, she's like the sarcastic teenager.
No, I'm
with
sorry.
the big boobies.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that
still not good.
the Hulk was not included in this. Otherwise, I would have picked Hulk. But it's too late now, and I have
You're more than welcome to throw.
Do you see how many notes I have on top?
Okay. Well then, give me some of these notes. Come on, let's go.
The action sequences are poorly choreographed and make no sense. Thor has no fucking weaknesses in this film, which makes no sense. Because for a good character like dynamic, then he needs to have flaws, he needs to have weaknesses, and there's nothing. Thor can do everything in this film.
Natalie Portman doesn't really do that much.
Oh my god, what is the point of it being in this film?
She just kind of walks around and is just like, oh,
there's
North.
a bottle, let's throw a bottle in it.
In all fairness, let's be honest, she didn't want to be there though. There's kind of like, it's not because she's a bad
Once
actress.
again, she's phoned it in.
Yeah. And I love Christopher Eccleston, but...
See, this is tough because a lot of people really did phone it in these Thor movies.
I think the only person that didn't is Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston goes fucking all out whenever he plays Loki all the time.
Yeah.
And to be honest, he was the reason why I went to go see that film, because I wanted to see more Loki.
Yeah, but then you throw him away after like the second act, and then you got to deal with all the other bad shit.
Yeah.
Quinn, you want to throw in any jabs here? Anything tickling your fancy?
I don't mind Thor the Dark Knight.
Do you consider it like better than Thor though?
It's less panto.
Less panto.
But like some of the shit in it, like when they bring Jane Foster to Asgard, he's like, take her to the healing room. What the fuck is that?
Even Andy Hopkins is phoning in this.
I feel like Andy Hopkins gets that card over the rest of his life. Like, he can just be Anthony Hopkins. The same way Robert Downey Jr. can just be Robert Downey Jr. in every movie now. No. Like, Hopkins is earned is you know...
he's got his wings.
And also, this is a superhero film where the superhero's mother beats the shit out of the supervillain.
Yeah.
It just makes the villain look so fucking pathetic next to, like... His henchman is more intimidating than him.
Yeah,
it's fucking ridiculous.
Okay, I'm gonna need to start hearing more. I mean, you're about it each other, that's great, but I'm gonna need to hear more about why Thor is better than The Dark World.
Thor's better because with Kenneth Branagh, at least he makes the production of Asgard look mythical and
the set
operatic.
Yeah.
Like it is in Norse mythology and with the comics. Yeah, they do the whole fish out of water thing where he goes to the world and everything.
Fact check.
Yeah.
Do you know what Asgard looks like in Norse mythology?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
That's a good point. I didn't think of that.
I actually don't.
I don't think there's I don't think this is very descriptive.
I know, but
yeah, but the
it
way
gives you what you think
Just
Asgard
from
would
the
look
comics,
like.
fair enough. Just
Let's